All right, so I'm going to try and get this done in 3 videos, but we'll see. I'm I'm on my I'm on my second drink. And I'm just kidding. It really is my second drink, and the other one was really light. I've sautéed my haricots verts. They got a little color on them. If you leave them in the pan, they're gonna cook within themselves. They're gonna kind of sweat each other out. But I'm gonna leave them for right now. I'm gonna put them over here and let them go. And then the next step is I'm pulling my meat. It's been almost an hour. I'm going to pull the meat out of the refrigerator and show you how to do the puff pastry. I'm going to show you some really cool things you can do to make it look fancy. So stand by for that. So next I turn my oven on to 420 degrees, 420. That's what I'm going to cook my filet at. I'm also going to put my potatoes in. As soon as it reaches 420 degrees, I put my potatoes in. They'll be cooking before I even put the beef Wellington in and the chicken Wellington in. The string beans are ready to go. The haricots verts are ready to go. I have my shallots. That's ready. I have my Cabernet. I'm going to do one sauce with that. I'm going to do one sauce with cognac, or if you have brandy, you can use that. And I have pink peppercorns. You can do it with regular peppercorns or a melange of peppercorns, which is tricolored peppercorns. I grind them up in here, and that's basically, we're going to be done. Oh, you do need an egg for an egg wash, but that's about it. So if you have a little bit of time right now, you can take an egg and mix it up in a bowl and use a brush to, you're going to use that to paint the puff pastry with. Okay. Hi guys, so we're going to do the filet mignon first. I'm going to unwrap it. I have one sheet of puff pastry already ready to go. It's right there. It's on my cutting board. This is the filet that's been wrapped in the prosciutto. Okay, all you're going to do is roll it up inside your puff pastry. And before you roll it all the way around, you're going to take, remember I said you're going to have some egg wash. You're going to egg wash one side so it kind of creates a seam. Okay, that seam's going to go on the bottom. You have these two ends on the side. I'm going to cut a little bit off. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that in a second. Just a little bit off on the ends, and I'm going to tuck that underneath. Okay, and that goes on a sheet tray. The sheet tray, all I did was I sprayed a little Pam on it, you know, like a non-stick spray on it. Okay, so. Right, so this part's pretty cool. I'm gonna just paint it with my egg wash. This egg wash is just one egg and maybe like a tablespoon of milk. If you're lactose intolerant, egg is just fine. You don't need both. I'm coating the whole thing so it's all glazed over. Okay, now this is the cool part. I'm gonna make this into like the shape of a leaf, okay? I like using a serrated knife. I think it kind of comes out better. So I have four leaves here. I'll put the camera down so you can see. And I have this one piece. This one piece I'm going to kind of stretch out and make it. It's going to be like a vine. I'm going to spread it across the top of this, like kind of an S formation. My serrated knife. Here's my leaf. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got little lines on both sides. You can see that. And then just go down the center once. And that's a leaf. It goes right up on your stem, on your Wellington, and you do that for all the leaves that you've cut. Right, so this is the Wellington. This is the beef. I'm just going to paint that with you can see the leaves. This will pop out. It's got this puff pastry, so it's going to puff. You can do the same thing with your chicken Wellington. Roll it up in puff pastry, egg wash, and you can decorate it if you want. If you don't want to decorate it, it's fine. You can actually just cut lines across it. I will show you a picture of that when I do the chicken. Okay, so you may notice that I had a rolling pin out. It's only because I left my puff pastry out too long, and it got too soft, so I had to roll it out. But it's if you keep it in the fridge, it'll be fine. Same thing. You're just rolling up your puff pastry around your chicken. Okay, little coat of egg wash, and then on the top, I'm scoring it just crisscross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spin it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see what that looks like. Looks like this. Okay, and that goes on the sheet tray. And you coat that with egg wash. And that's going to go in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and it'll be ready. Now my potatoes done. I have the filet in the oven. Let me show you the potatoes. These look fantastic. Nice brown in color. I flipped them. I took a spatula and flipped them over once. But they're brown on all sides, as you can see. They look beautiful. That's going to be on my plate. All right, we have that done. The string beans, the haricot verts are done. And all I need to do now, I have my beef Wellington in the oven. I have my chicken Wellington in the oven. All I need to do now is make my sauces. So I'm going to show you that next. All right, so I have my 2 pans going on the stove. I have that iron skillet that I cooked the beef in before, and the chicken. And I have my other skillet, the oval pan, that I'm going to make my Cabernet reduction in. I have my peppercorns. I did grind some pink peppercorns in here. If you don't have pink peppercorns, like I said before, it's okay. You can do green peppercorns or black peppercorns, or if you have the peppercorn mixture, that's great. I like doing it fresh. So right now I have a little olive oil in this pan, and we are ready to go. I'm going to put remember I saved half of my shallots and garlic. I put one in one pan. This will be my one with the beef, because it's got the beef flavor already in the pan. This one's going to be for my Cabernet. It's going to be a Cabernet reduction. And the only thing you have to do is strain that at the end. So both of them are cooking nicely. And I'll show you the rest in a minute. So Cabernet reduction is really easy. It was just those shallots and garlic. I'm going to pour in about half cup of, maybe like 3/4 cup of Cabernet. This is the Chateau de Michel. And for the other sauce, I sauteed up the garlic and the shallots. I'm going to add a little bit of butter to that. I'm going to make something called a roux. Roux is a thickening agent, and it makes your sauce nice and thick. I'm going to use more of this butter in a second. So right now the butter's in there. It's mixing with the shallots and the garlic. I also have about a half a cup of beef stock, maybe 3/4 of a cup. I use the beef bouillon. I use Better Than Bouillon, and it's called Better Than Bouillon. You can get it in the soup section. So right now the butter's melted. I'm going to add about maybe 2 tablespoons of flour to thicken up my sauce. Maybe a little bit less, maybe about 1.5 tablespoons. I'm going to mix that around. Now, if you really want to impress your guests, this is a cool part of your sauce. While they're sitting there watching you, you're going to take your brandy or cognac. Okay, got your stove nice and hot. You got your roux cooking with your garlic and shallots. You're going to add some cognac to it, and you're going to take a flame and you're going to go. I get my flame to work. There you go. So now I got a nice fire going here on my stove. And actually, I'm going to add a little bit more cognac. So probably about a 1/4 cup of the cognac. If you have brandy, that's great too. It's going to cook off. It's not going to be very strong. And then at the end, I'm going to add my beef stock and mix that all in. And I'm just going to let that reduce a little bit. This is the one with the peppercorns. So when I had my shallots and my garlic in there, I added my peppercorns. I'm going to add a little bit more now, just to give it a little extra flavor. The pink peppercorns really bring out a nice taste in the sauce. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I've got that going, and my Cabernet Reduction's going over here. I'm going to let that get, this one's going to get so it's like a syrup, and I'm going to strain this one. This one, I don't particularly like to strain. I like to leave it a little bit, has a little bit of crunchiness to it. In the meantime, I'm going to go and check the beef Wellington and the chicken Wellington in the stove, in the oven. Now I'm going to finish off the sauce. This has reduced quite a bit. You can see how much liquid there was in there before. Now it's been reduced by about half. I'm going to add some butter and take it right off the flame. I'm not even going to have it on the flame when I put the butter in it. So that's going to come over here. I'm going to put my butter, probably a tablespoon of butter. Just going to swirl it around in that Cabernet sauce. Remember, this pan had the Cabernet in it. And it's going to become really creamy. And I'm going to do the same to the other sauce. This sauce I'm going to strain and get all the shallots out of it and the garlic out of it. But it's going to have a really nice flavor to it. That's good. Okay, that's that one. Just going to let it sit. And then this one, same thing. But this one I'm not going to strain. I kind of like this one where it's got everything in it. It's got the shallots and the garlic, and you know, if you want to put mushrooms in it, that's really nice too. But I'm just going to mix this up. It's kind of creamy. If you keep it over the flame, the butter is going to separate. So you take it off the flame, so it's not having any direct heat. It's just the heat that's within the sauce itself.